Hi, it's the Love Guru Blair, and today I want to talk about celebrating, but not celebrating when something, quote, good is happening in your life, but I want to talk about celebrating when you're sad. So let me share my story like I always share with you guys. I always have lots of stories that I teach from. So over the last week, 2 weeks or so, I think it's been around that time, I have been a little bit sad, or actually I should say a lot of bit sad, which is not like me. I am not a sad person. I'm always like up and positive and coming up with like millions of ideas and excited about life. And for the last 2 weeks, I don't even know if it's been 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, not really sure, I'm not really tracking it like that, but I will go through periods that I will be full of energy, really excited about life, really excited about my life and all the changes that are going on, but then like either it'll be later in the day or the next day that this like deep sadness will hit. And it's been happening enough times that I've really been noticing it, that I've really been like, what is going on? And then I will tap in, because I'm always a person that's like very in touch with their feelings, and I'm really good at processing my emotions. And that's what I always help my students with too, my private students, is like just getting those emotions going and processing them so that you can reach a higher level of awareness, of enlightenment, of being in this world, like a better state of experience. So I'm really good at that. And at first, when I would feel this sadness come over, I would try, well, sometimes I would go through periods that I would sit in the sadness and let it be and give myself some time to rest, because obviously I was processing something, even if I didn't know what it was. And then other times I was trying really hard to stay in that positive flow that I was in, because a lot of good things have been happening in my life, a lot of changes have been happening in my life, and these are all great things. So I've been trying to, at first I thought it was like, okay, I'm adjusting to a new level of being, because after we clear things, we rise to a new level of awareness. And I thought at first maybe it was me having some trouble maintaining to this new higher vibration. So I was trying, I want to say really hard. I don't know if I was trying really hard. I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. Come on, Blair, like, let's do this, like, let's keep that high vibration. And I was using my tools to try to get me back up there. And I would, again, that would make me, I guess, bottom out a little bit more, that I'd be like, oh, I'm so exhausted, like, I try so hard, and I've never had to try so hard to, like, maintain my vibration, and what's going on, and I know I'm manifesting, like, I'm birthing these, like, really big things into my life that I've been wanting for a really long time. So I said, maybe this is the birthing process of all these things at once, like this is what's happening. So you could see there's like a lot of like kind of analyzation going on here, and a lot of trying and a lot of hard work, trying to figure this out, trying to keep the higher vibration. And over the last couple of days, Spirit has been saying to me, actually it's been more than that, it's probably been for a week, so probably the same amount of time that I've been feeling the sad energy, it's the same amount of time that Spirit has been giving me guidance, because that's the way it works, right? There's always guidance there for us. It's just a matter if we're listening to it. Are you listening to the guidance that's coming through? And Spirit has been telling me, like, Blair, you are ending a really big cycle in your life. You're ending a really big cycle, and this is just that transition period. And maybe because I needed more signs, more of Spirit telling me that this is what it was, because I wasn't listening really, or I would hear it, but I wasn't really fully taking it all in, then Spirit was bringing into my life a bunch of totems, totem animals, because I work with the animal world. I do shamanism also. I study shamanism. I teach shamanism. So amongst the many other things that I teach and study. And so all these different totem animals were coming into my life that were giving me that same message about transition and the end of a cycle. And then all these dead animals were, then on top of that, there were more animals coming that were dead animals. And it was like, Blair, let's get the message already, which usually, dead animals can mean a bunch of different things. But at this time for me, and they can mean different things depending on where you are, what's going on in your life, but this was meaning, again, end of a cycle, transition, the end. So when you are at an end of a cycle, and you might know and you might not know that you're at an end of a cycle in your life, it might make you really sad. And I mean, I would go as far as to say that I've been wondering about myself a little, am I a little bit depressed these days? Because it's kind of strange. Again, it's not my normal state to have like such sadness. And then I can't even figure out what the sadness is about. I'll be journaling and praying about it. And again, but the message is coming through. It's the end of a cycle. So I am heeding Spirit's guidance, and they have been telling me to celebrate, that I need to celebrate. And this is the celebrating of the sadness, celebrating the end of a cycle. So it is time for me to do a ritual for myself, a ceremony to really honor this cycle that I'm coming out of. And I think astrologically, either for all of us or a lot of us, we're ending a 12-year cycle. So I need to start thinking, what was going on in the last 12 years of my life? And I started doing some journaling about this, and just overall, I'm tapping into, intuitively what I'm picking up that I need to be celebrating. But today I decided to, I went to the food store and I was picking up some fried chicken because the stuff is good, even though I know it's not so healthy for you, but I've been enjoying it lately. So I was picking it up and I walked past the bakery and Spirit was like, get that cake that you like, because there's a chocolate cake that I like. And I will show you, since you guys are on this adventure with me. Oh, Magic's looking over. My dog, he wants a part of this. So it's chocolate cake, it's chocolate icing, vanilla cake inside, and there's chocolate within too. And I'll move it this way so it looks nicer. I'll share the rest of my video with me holding the cake like Vanna White. So I walked past it and I was like, really? Should I get that cake? I'm going to eat the whole cake, And it was like, yeah, get it. It's time to celebrate. Let's enjoy this time of your life. And, I've gone through so much healing work and so much growth over these I've done intense healing work since 2005. So I'm finished with that now. It is time for me to be living my dreams now. And sure, we're always going to be working on ourselves, but after you work on yourself for so long and you go through so many transitions and you break through so many patterns, for me it was like all these relationship patterns that I was just ending, how I'm creating relationships, how I am in relationship, family patterns that have been passed on from generation to generation to generation to for thousands of years. That ends with me. That has ended with me. And that's so gratifying. And I'm really proud of it because I did the work. And it was fucking hard work at times, really hard. I mean, talk about dark times. I went through that. I went through like a warrior. I went through with courage and with strength, and I made it out to the other side. And here I am. Here I am. So 2005 to 2013, which this year has just been cleaning up. So I would say December 2012 was when that ended for me. So So now I've just been cleaning up little, you know, after you do a huge overhaul, then there's just little cleanups, you know, Spirit's testing you a little bit here and there, and you're just kind of tidying up things, putting on little bows, you're cleaning it up, making everything nice and pretty, and you're ready to go on to your next adventure. And this requires a celebration. This requires, you know, again, even though I'm feeling like, again, this deep sadness these days, and not all the time, but during strong periods, it is important that I celebrate the sadness, that I celebrate the milestones, the many milestones that I've been through, and that I'm at the other end of the tunnel, that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that we're not always going to go through healing. The last 3 years, I've been in a really intense relationship and ending intense relationship patterns. I was with a soulmate who then we turned it into a twin flame relationship, which I'm now thinking that maybe we always had. I think that with every soulmate, which actually I've blogged about this, but every soulmate, I think you have the potential to turn that into a twin flame relationship. And you can read about that on my blog if you want more information about that topic. But that was a really intense relationship. It fucking exhausted me that I needed like a year recovery after it was over. And just now I'm getting ready. I'm ready for another relationship. I've been preparing myself for another relationship, and I know it's going to enter into my life shortly. So again, these are all cycles, and this had a lot of stuff to do with my, like a lot of family stuff I had to go through. Then there was a lot of career stuff I had to go through with the relationships I was developing with my career. So this has been one hell of a journey. I'm grateful for every step of it, and I want to honor myself, so that's what I'll do. So I picked up the cake, and I said to the lady behind the counter, I'm getting that cake for myself. And she was like, oh yeah, really? Is it your birthday? And I was like, nope, it's not. And I was like, I'm going to eat the whole cake myself. She was like, so why are you getting it? Why are you getting a cake? And I said, just to celebrate life, to celebrate the good things that are to come. Because I know that there are amazing things for me that are right there, that are like waiting for me to step into, that it's just a little kind of more, a little bit more of an alignment, a little bit more of higher vibration. And also it's just the honoring of clearing out the sadness. So she, I guess she's never heard that concept before. You know, hey, Blair's a little bit different. I'm used to this already. I'm used to people looking at me a little bit different, being a little bit curious, a little bit interested, and then also inspiring people. So she started smiling about it, and she gave me the cake, and she was like, you know, you could have gotten yourself just one slice. I was like, no, I'm going to eat that whole cake myself. Like, this is about enjoying life. This is about enjoying our milestones. And I didn't say all of that to her, but she handed me the cake, and then she said, would you like a slicer? I could give you a slicer. Now, this is a situation where I would typically say, no, I'm okay, because I have slicers at home. It's called a knife. So I have that at home. I don't need the slicer she's going to give me, which is a plastic whatever. But I said, sure, I'll take the slicer. Thank you. So she gave it to me, and then I said, what else do you have for me? And she was like, I don't know. What do you want? I was like, I'll take anything that you want to give me behind the counter. She was like, okay. So she opened up the counter, she pulled out a mini cannoli, and she was like, here you go, why not? You're celebrating life. So I was like, that's awesome, thank you. And that was it. We had a really fun time. And who knows, you know, I gave her new things to think about, and hopefully I'm giving you new things to think about. So the next time you're feeling sad, and maybe that's right now, maybe you're feeling sad right now, rather than feeling bad for yourself and making yourself feel even worse, why don't you celebrate it? Why don't you celebrate the good things that are about to come? Just a thought. Thanks for listening. I wish you the best in love. Bye-bye.